Nice to meet you, Steve.
Welcome, guys. So I'm here with Daniels and Roman from On Garde.
Hey there.
Congratulations. Hi. Welcome to the festival. Please tell us about the film.
Yeah, sure. Well, we're happy to be here in Madrid. We have our short film, which is called On Garde. It's a command that you hear when you see the sporting event, which is fencing.
Yeah.
So our movie is a sports drama, which is...
Do you fence, by the way?
No, we actually don't.
Okay.
But we know
it's
people.
It's the hardest thing I've ever done. It's a killer.
Yeah,
it's an absolute killer.
It's too fast. It happens too fast, and
yeah.
you have the equipment, and you're always sweating because it's hot. You know, carrying all the equipment. So our movie tells about a story about a young boy, Arthur, and his brother, Damir, and he is on his way on manhood, and he struggles to face his fears. So it is set against the stunning visuals of classical fencing, and we're using foil as an example because we're good at foil in our country, foil fencing.
Yeah.
So our film is an idea that we want to popularize the sports as fencing in our country, and then we find that cinema actually is a good medium format to actually show it, and not the TV. For example, if you watch fencing on the TV, as a person that never have ever watched fencing before, it's hard to understand what's happening.
It's hard to understand, and also you can't. And I fenced with. Was it sabers as well?
Saber and épée.
An épée, yeah.
Yeah. 3 weapons.
3 weapons, and also it's very difficult because you capture this really well on film. It's very hard to understand the speed of fencing.
Exactly.
And it's very, very quick. You know, in the end, I just decided all I'm going to do is attack all the time because I found out when I was defending, I wasn't very good at it. So I just went in. Wasn't very good, but I was okay. You know.
Still.
So you've got no experience of it, but you wanted to make a film about it. That's interesting. Why is that? I know you've explained because you want to sort of bring it to the fore, but often you have experience in these things, so it's all new. So how did that sort of come about?
Well, it all started with my friend. I was working with him, and then he suddenly, his name is Kristaps. Hi, Kristaps, if you're watching. So he entered the office, and he was carrying a large bag with a sports equipment. And I didn't know what was inside. And I was asking him, "Are you playing hockey, Kristaps?" He said, "No." "Okay. Are you playing tennis?" "No." And he says, "I'm a fencer, and look, I have a foil, and I have a mask, and all of this." I say, "What?"
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, what is
not many
fencing?
people do it. It's
exactly. Nobody understood that we actually have these kind of sports in our country, and actually it's not quite popular as it should be in the world. For example, I know the fencing sport actually is the first sports in the Olympics, starting the very first Olympic Games.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's actually included from the very first games in the Olympics. So I don't know why it's not so popular, because it's happening so fast.
I think so, yeah. I mean, when I was doing it, they really encouraged people. It was free. You didn't have to pay anything. They even supplied all the equipment. But it was lots of youngsters doing it. And the kids, my God, they're so fast. But because kids are, aren't they?
Of course.
But it was exhausting. I mean, I loved it, but it was exhausting. So what's your connection with this, Roman? And I know you're here. So
I'm first AD.
Right, okay. So tell me about the shooting of it. Sorry, what I'm trying to get at is, it looks divine. How did you manage to capture the look of the film? Because I'm guessing that was obviously planned. How did this work to get that lovely look of the film?
Oh, that's pretty easy.
Not to me. It's hard to get it to. I mean, it might be easy to you, but there must be planning. There has to be planning.
First of all, good casting, good actors.
Right.
Yeah. Second, good lighting.
So that's interesting. So before because I would have thought it was the other way around. I would have said, yeah, forget about that, because let's just make sure the lighting works first. But that's not the case. You have to have the actors. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they do look like they can fence.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole point, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm guessing they had no experience before.
The boy is very talented. He is a ballet dancer. He's also done gymnastics.
Oh, so he's got the move.
He has skills. He's very talented. Michel Bruno. Hi, Michel, and his mother, Valentina. But actually, the boy that plays his older brother, I mean, the person that plays his older brother, Nikita, you met him the day before.
Yeah.
He actually learned how to fence when he was studying acting. So we casted him, and we found that he could actually fence. Well, not on the level of like a professional.
No, but it looked good. It looked good enough. Yeah.
And also, when you see a person behind the mask, you can also make a double, and stunt double always helps.
Yeah, because they're not going to know. Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We find this to be a very production value based solution, and then we decided to implement professional fencers behind the mask, and then show the real actor face, and also make him do the fencing scene. The final fencing scene in the movie, it's actually him fencing with the professional fencer.
Right, okay. Where did you shoot this? How did you find where to shoot this?
We had good location managers and producers. They helped us a lot. So it happened in Riga, in Latvia,
Yeah.
In the capital.
capital city.
So
yeah.
what,
We
what building did you find? What area did you find?
We had a collaboration with fencing federation.
Because you're not going to build a set, you need something to look real and
Exactly.
don't you? Yeah.
We had a scene when there's a championship going on, and it actually was going on at that moment when we were planning to shoot.
Right.
So we knew that there
How
was
convenient. How convenient.
exactly in the Olympic Center in Riga, like a huge building with all these fencing strips, with all these equipment all around, already were prepared not for us but for the championship. And we knew that we have to shoot it. We have to find this because it happens only once in a year, or even rarer. Well, that's why we planned our filming at night after the events of the championship in the Olympics Center over
Brilliant.
there.
And that, I mean, you could serendipity. How lucky
Right.
is that?
It was very
Yeah.
budget. It was a very good solution for the budget
Yeah, yeah,
because we
but
didn't have to.
But you know what? Because you've got the right location, it looks
Right,
fantastic.
exactly.
Doesn't it?
That's the
looks-
real one.
Yeah, it's the
It's
real.
the real
It's the
one,
real
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
So have you two worked? I'm assuming you've worked before. Is this your first collaboration?
Oh, exactly not. We already had a collaboration when we.
Yeah, we made many movies separately before and together a few movies also.
We studied together. We graduated audiovisual media arts, and we worked for about 4 years.
Yeah.
And our first short film was a university diploma film, and we also did it together. Roma helped us with the sound, and we made a story about a fantasy drama.
Okay. Can you? You said something earlier about the lighting. How quickly, when you're, doesn't even have to be this film, it could be any film,
Yeah.
but we use this as an example. How? Because now you have the experience. If someone says to you, "Okay, that's happened in this. We're going to shoot this film. It's about fencing. Found the location." How quickly can you work out the lighting? How quickly does that come to? I mean, were you walking?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
for instance, would you walk into a building and go, "No, this isn't right. Turn this light down and put the light here." How fast can you do that now?
Yeah, that's actually what we were talking about just barely a few days ago. That I think the one of the most important departments it's a lighting department
Yeah.
in a movie because it takes, in our movie at least, it took from 3 to 8 hours
Of preparation.
To set up.
to
This,
set up
Exactly.
one scene. Yeah.
but you know where it's going to be. But even so,
Right.
the preparation is
Yeah.
3 to 8 hours.
Yeah, because we had to place a huge light bulb from the top ceiling so that it would be because everything is happening at the
Oh,
evening
right. So
at
lighting
night.
down.
Right.
Okay.
It
yeah.
was a huge, like a soft box. And we had to use ropes in order to put it on upstairs, and then we had to make all these
And the ceiling is pretty high actually.
reflectors and smoke in order to include bring the atmosphere over there. Every time we turn on the smoking machine, it also vaporizes, and it takes time to make it like real and not like too foggy. And actually 4 hours at least it required just to set up all the lights.
Oh, that's a silly question, but do you own the cameras or do you rent the cameras?
Actually, we do own a camera. We have a
Okay.
cinematographer, Alexei, that's his name.
Yeah.
And we always love to work with him. And he chose the camera to film this.
Because sometimes they're rented, aren't they? Because this is can be very
That
expensive.
wasn't the only camera. We actually rent another one.
Yeah, okay.
But their main camera, the
okay.
first one, that was his.
Right, okay.
Mhm.
And sorry, how long was the shoot?
13 minutes.
No, to make the film.
To make the film,
More than a year.
more than a year. Because it took about a year just to write the script.
Really?
Really, yeah.
To the final version?
Right, because we wanted to like shape all of the story, and we wanted to make it as fencing real as possible to reality. Like when you see a plane movie, and
Yeah.
then, for example, a plane movie where there's a plane going to crash, and
Yeah.
suddenly there's no pilot because he's, I don't know, hit or what happens in the movie, and then suddenly somebody from the crew members asks if there's any passenger that learned how to fly.
Yeah.
And somebody actually says, yeah, I learned how to fly, I don't know, some valley plane, and cheap one. And suddenly you see him operating a Boeing airplane,
Yeah.
and there's successful happy ending over there, which is nonsense. It never happens like this.
Oh, so in other words, you wanted to be absolutely spot on.
Correct, yes.
Plus, also, I feel with a short film, in a feature you can stretch things out, but in a short film you have to every minute, every second has to count.
Yes.
Because otherwise you can't waste anything. Can
Yes, exactly. This is true. Also, we're not representing this movie just by our own. This movie was crowdfunded by people that we get the financed for the film. So we're carrying these T-shirts not because we're just lucky enough to have these unique T-shirts, but if you look closely, and actually, let me show you like this. This is for you, Steve. Yeah, these are the names.
Is it the people who crowdfunded it?
Exactly. These are the people that crowdfunded our project. Not all the people, but some of them are here. And actually, you can see a fencer carrying like a foil like this.
Yes, clever.
And he's symmetrically divided as one part of this silhouette, and the other part are the names of the people that actually funded the project, and we're very thankful to them, and that we're here because of them.
And be honest, this could be a feature film, couldn't it?
Well, it always can be.
I mean, you can't tell me you haven't thought about that.
We thought about it, yeah.
Because you could, I mean, the subject matter lends itself very well to the beautiful look, and of course you could expand the stories, and it goes on.
That's the sports drama. This is where cinema meets sports, and I don't know what's actually is even more.
I've never seen a fencing. I've seen films with a little bit of fencing, but I've never seen a film.
There are very few.
They're very few. I can't think of one.
Few. Yeah. There's one in Estonia, from Hungary. There's also one from the United States, and we looked all of them because we had to make a research. We had to make it true as possible to the fencing community.
Yeah.
So, and then again, here's another film from Latvia, which is a small country with a big heart.
Listen. If someone like Croatia can make it to a World Cup final with a population of 4 million,
right?
Yeah, anything's possible, isn't it? It's just a
That's
shame
true.
they lost. You know, how much fun was it to make it?
Oh, it was a lot.
Because I know you're working. Of course, every film is working. It's hard work, and let's tell it like it is. I wasn't on set, but I'm sure you're working from 6 o'clock in the morning till probably 2 in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of hard work. But actually, how much fun was it?
Well, actually, it was really fun, right? Because we were working we were very exhausted over every film shooting.
Yeah.
But then when we see actually fencers fight, and we are the audience that actually looks at this fencing.
It's incredible to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, there's only a couple of minutes of fencing, but this is
right.
the best shots that we've included. But we've also seen even more of them performing and actually fight each other. And you see this in slow motion. You see them on screen in close up. You can actually come to them and see, make it like this, make it like that, and it works. And it's really fascinating to see such a wonderful aesthetic sport as fencing.
Can one of you tell me about the sound design on this?
Sound design?
Because obviously you've got to get the sounds of the foils, and it's got to be. I mean, every film has to have a realistic sound. How did you manage to get? It sounds a bit silly because I know you're recording the sound, but even so, there's still sound design in this film.
It's still sound design because when you hear it from the 8th row in the Olympic Center when you're watching fencing on TV, you don't actually hear it.
Ding, 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 that's all you hear.
That's all you hear it, but it's always like bing, bing, bing. It's annoying. But actually, the fencer inside behind his masks, he actually hears the sound. He actually hears the energy that he commits to.
I know this. I know. Yeah.
Right, and the sweat that is going through this, and all of this energy. This is only available to do in sound design, of course.
So how did you? Who done the sound design on this?
The sound design was done by Sergey, which is a sound engineer and a sound director.
It's very clear and very good.
Right. We also had live music recorded in church, using an organ and a tube, and it was a live recording and not using any samples, which is what our composer Roman Falkenstein is always about. And I really love to work with him because live music is actually what helps motivate the story and bleed through.
Brilliant, guys.
So sound design is
It's fantastic. One more question. What's next? What's next?
What's next?
What's after this?
What's next? Next will be the next movie.
No, I know. Okay. But do you have one planned? Have you got something happening now?
Well, we actually have a documentary about ballet dancers. So we're always about, no, not fencing, yeah.
But but he's a ballet boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a ballet boy, but actually we've met sports. Now we're meeting like dancing. Ballet is not a sport, right?
No.
But it's also something that you can compare to sports, right?
Yeah.
So we're always keen about some energy, dance performings, and all the story that makes it all about. You always have to make a lot of effort in order to become a top, rated star or a ballet dancer or anything.
Yeah, you've got to put the effort in.
And there's a lot of story behind this.
And are you both involved in that again?
Sort of, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Fantastic. Guys, brilliant film.
Thank you,
Seriously.
Steve.
Well done. Lovely to meet you both.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you.
taking the time to come to speak to me, and thank you.
Our pleasure.
Joe, for the T-shirt.
Yay!
Thank you. Thanks again.
High five.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks, Steve.